Our lead story this evening, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Alex Boyd Knight, has responded to a decision by the elected members of the United Workers' Party not to attend Parliament. Boyd Knight, who is the longest-serving Speaker of the Dominica House of Assembly, was speaking to Government's Press Secretary Sean Douglas. She says the decision has affected what Parliament is really about.
It hasn't affected the authority of Parliament, nor really has it affected the workings of Parliament. What I think it has affected is the effect of what Parliament is all about, in the sense that we've had debates on bills, we've had several, if I'm not mistaken, we've had supplementary appropriations bill, and we've not heard from persons on an opposing view. So, you know, Parliament, to my mind, is set up to have the government, yes, and the opposition, because it's not necessarily an opposing view, but a different view. I've heard it said before that perhaps the name opposition ought to be changed. Sometimes I tend to think maybe that's not a bad idea to change the name. But, you know, you can't have everybody agreeing to everything, and, you know, that's what it is happening now. So you need the interjection of another idea, another way of looking at things to get to the right path. So that is not there.
She says the absence of the UWP members has made it much easier to conduct her duties.
I would be telling a lie if I didn't say that life in Parliament has been a dream these last two sessions. I mean, there's nothing really going on to that I have to be searching in my little book that I keep handy. You know, it's everything is, and sometimes it's like that. You know, one may think that because of all these turbulent periods that Parliament has always, every meeting of the House has been like that. That's not necessarily so. There are some meetings that have gone pretty smoothly and nothing untoward has developed. And so right now it's just a case of things moving pretty quickly.
The budget debate, for example, the opposition leader's response is not there. So what may happen in that situation? Well,
I'm not sure. Because one of the things that it has occurred to me is that, okay, we're having a meeting on the 29th of April. What if the opposition doesn't turn up? This whole business of 3 successive meetings kicks in. Then this is April 29th. Okay, let us presume that, I'd rather hope that they come. I really have, and the order paper has been prepared as if they will be there.
Mr. James, Mr. John, and Mr. Prevo, are they members of the House as we speak, even if they haven't taken the oath?
They are members of the House.
They are.
But you see, the oath is what, when taken, is what permits all these other privileges and things to kick in.
And our Speaker of the House of Assembly, Alex Boyd Knight, speaking to Government's Press Secretary Sean Douglas. Opposition members are boycotting Parliament in protest of what they have condemned as the fraudulent election of December 18, 2009, which resulted in a landslide victory of 18 to 3 seats for the ruling Dominica Labour Party, DLP. Director of the Discover Dominica Authority, Colin Piper, says tourism is a major engine of growth in the Dominican economy, generating in excess of $193 million in 2008 alone. He was addressing the official opening of a series of 4 workshops targeting weddings service providers, which got underway here today. The workshop, which has been organized by the Discover Dominica Authority, will focus mainly on strengthening the development of the wedding and honeymoon niche tourism product.
Destination wedding and honeymoon market is one of the fastest growing segments in the tourism industry, valued at some $12.5 billion US. Every year, an average of 2.4 million weddings are performed in the U.S. Among couples who choose traditional weddings, 99% take a honeymoon in a destination. 10% of all marriages within the U.S. are destination weddings, that is, weddings taking place outside the couple's place of residence. So this all goes well for what it is we're trying to accomplish here today in terms of developing the weddings and honeymoon product. So we are grateful to the European Commission who has provided funds as part of the Special Framework of Assistance, 2006 Special Framework of Assistance Tourism Sector Development Program through the Ministry of Tourism. Without these funds, we would not have been able to provide assistance towards developing the weddings and honeymoon segment, and also the health and wellness segment.
Director of Discover Dominica Authority, Colin Piper. Meantime, Colin Roberts, who represented the National Authorizing Office, says the tourism product in Dominica is hinged on the development of certain niches, including wedding and honeymoons.
The wedding and honeymoon market is very lucrative, dominated by the likes of Hawaii on the global market, as well as Jamaica, Barbados, and St. Lucia in the Caribbean. But we in Dominica must not be daunted by that. We have the potential to take and retain a segment of that market. To do so, we need to address the issues impacting us, such as the amendments to the Marriage Act and the improvements of our goods and services. And we have begun to do so. Caribbean Governance Consultants, through Natalie John, has clearly articulated what we need to do to position ourselves in that market in whatever subsector we operate. Yes, we need to build our local capacity, each of us in our own small way, to improve the quality of services delivered to prospective clients. Ms. John is well placed to assist us in that regard. The challenge, therefore, given the skill set and experience we have gathered here this morning, is to ensure that we maximize the opportunities afforded us through EC funding so that we can boast that we have improved the performance and competitiveness of the tourism sector in Dominica, despite the well-known global challenges and economic conditions.
And that was Colin Roberts, who represented the National Authorizing Office at today's workshop. At the end of the workshop, participants are expected to have a better understanding of the trends and the techniques of the wedding and honeymoon niche market.
For this week, we'll be having a series of workshops, 4 workshops primarily aimed at persons within the destination wedding and honeymoon sector. And that is wedding planners, event planners, florists, photographers, videographers, cake makers, caterers, taxi people, everybody. And it just shows you as well the length and breadth of society that impacts the destination wedding and honeymoon market impacts. Because when a bridal couple comes to the destination, first person they meet is your immigration officials. The second people they meet are your customs providers. The third people are your taxi drivers. That is even before meeting their wedding planner or the hotel. And so the series of workshops is also designed to bring those persons where we have the customer relations management session, which will be held tomorrow, to give them as well an overview of what is involved in the market. Because for us and for myself, even before getting into this occupation, just doing a wedding, a local wedding, is totally different from doing a destination wedding, and these workshops will provide you with some insight into the differences that currently exist.
And that was a wedding and honeymoon consultant, Natalie John. Destination wedding and honeymoon is one of the fastest growing sectors in the tourism industry, valued at US $12.5 billion. According to reports, every year, an average of 2.4 million weddings are performed in the United States. The Petro-Caribbean Caribbean Group today handed over some 4,000 blue boxes to the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation. Recently, an agreement was signed paving the way for recycling in Dominica through California-based Mueller Comset Limited. President of Caribbean Group is Nestor Martinez.
Today, we are very happy to deliver the first 4,000 blue boxes to the Dominican people. Okay, it's a pilot project. We would like this project to continue. It's part of the project that we did at Jimmy Belfast, the cleanup project that we did at Jimmy Belfast. This project, we have promised the people of Dominica that we will donate 4,000 blue boxes as a pilot project.